because I want to state this too, because in music, when you're independent, there is no real money that you're gonna obtain. So you have to have, I would say, a love for it and also a drive because it's not, sorry about that. It's not about the instant gratification. It's really about the long term vision, like what you have for yourself.
Right. What's happening, Grandeur family? Another episode of Grandeur Talks. This podcast is really changing a lot of lives, and we are going to continue to build this podcast. We appreciate y'all. Really dope stuff. Now, hey, this one's with A1LU7K, Chicago-based rapper, but I met him out in Atlanta. Pretty cool story behind that, and we'll talk about that in here. He is a musician, does great with his work, and also invests, does a lot of investing on the side so that he can fund his music. And he's going to talk a little bit about that in this podcast as well. So I really hope y'all enjoy this one. For all my artists tapping in, trying to get into the music industry, he's going to drop a lot of gems on how he got into it and how he is, making his way through it as well. He's just in the beginning stages. So as always, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Be sure to tap in with us. Visit www.employthemoney.com for your merch and follow us on Instagram at _Grandeur Society. I appreciate y'all and enjoy the show. Hey, what's happening, Grandeur family? You already know who it is. Jeffrey Jeckham here, and I'm out in Atlanta, Georgia with my boy A1LU7K, Chicago-based rapper, but he's out here in Atlanta. I caught him at a good time. Today we're going to talk about his music career, just his music investments, the things that he does to progress himself, and y'all know how it is, how he employs the money in his music industry, right? So, A1, man, just let the people know who you from, where you from, what you do, how you got to where you are. Just rap with us, man. Just talk to us.
Facts. First, I want to say you thank you for having me though.
Absolutely, absolutely, bro.
Definitely. I'm from Chicago, North Side. Lived with my mother majority of the time. Stayed with my pops. He taught me a lot as far as financial literacy. He's actually a tax preparer.
Okay.
Yeah, I also help people incorporate their businesses, whether
Mm.
LLC, C corp, S corp, et cetera, et cetera.
Wow.
So I feel like if he wasn't in my life, it's a lot of things I probably wouldn't know because it doesn't matter if you're black or white. Financial literacy in America is just horrible. It's not taught at all in the school system.
Mm.
So him being there, being an entrepreneur, showing me like what it takes for me to earn something, that helped a lot. Even if he wasn't there every day, type shit.
No, absolutely. That makes a lot of sense. And I mean, you hit it on the head. Like, we don't even teach financial literacy stuff in school. Like, so how do we expect to even like we getting it out the mud pretty much at this point? So it's
Yeah.
like, I mean, that's huge. That's really huge. So I guess let's dive into like what like you're out in Atlanta. What are you doing out here in Atlanta? Let's talk about that first.
Okay, so it's interesting. So I first came to Atlanta with a friend of mine just to enjoy the city. And then I met another friend of mine. He's a videographer and also does music. His name's Chuko. And then we just bonded. And after that, I started to notice how much people travel here.
Hmm.
And then it just dawned on me, why not try to get a property here to where I can get some type of passive income?
Hmm.
And then from that thought, I had a conversation with Belle. She's my assistant, and we just built on that. And then the unit we're in right now is actually going to be the first Airbnb in Atlanta. Then we also have a property in Chicago as well. And then we're soon to start Turo and see which other possibilities can be for car rental as well because we have a Infinity we want to use as our first starting point with car rentals.
Wow.
So because I want to state this too because in music when you're independent there is no real money that you're gonna obtain. So you have to have, I would say, a love for it and also a drive because it's not. Sorry about that. It's not about the instant gratification. It's really about the long term vision, like what you have for yourself.
No, that's major facts. Like I think a lot of times, like you know, a lot of people I talk to in the music industry, like some people just they like man, they kind of do it as a hobby, but like if you really about it, like it's a grind. Like my brother's a musician, Ugo Black, and he's been grinding at this for years, years. He even was out in Atlanta. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? And the thing is, he's been bouncing around, and now he's starting to see the dividends of his music because he stuck with it. You know what I'm saying? And he also had other things that helped him fund his music. He knew that he couldn't just base his sole salary and his pay on the music. He had to diversify his funds.
Exactly.
So it's amazing to see like other artists doing the same thing and honing in on that craft of knowing that it's not just you got to be able to make that stuff work in order for your music to boom like that. But that's crazy, man. Like Airbnb space is taking off. A lot of people getting in that industry. I also just got my first Airbnb too. Shout out to my boy Blueprint JB, heavy on assets. He put me on game, man. He really told me how to make that money work, man. And it's a beautiful thing, but it's nice that you not only in Atlanta with it, you in Chicago with it. So I mean, who's the person that inspired you to get into the Airbnb space and stuff like that?
I'm gonna be honest with you. It's really just shout out to the internet, YouTube. You know, like just
Facts.
being yeah, just going on the internet and just watching different videos and just hearing people's like I guess you can say testimonies and just seeing what worked for them, what didn't work for them. Like you can literally learn anything you want with Google. It's $1 million device for your phone, Android or iPhone. Make it work.
No, facts.
So I just looked up videos, see like what does it take? It takes not that much, really. I mean, of course, you have to have some money to make it happen, but it doesn't really take too much.
Right.
You know, you can go. And I'm just gonna state this: you can go. I would say the cheaper route. Get an apartment in an area that's not too like, I would say like strict. Dress it up. Pull the money there for 90 days, maybe a year. Take that money, then get you an actual crib. It's not gonna be that much. What 7-8% of what the actual cost of the house is. Then from that, pull the equity and get another one, and just keep going though. So it's like sometimes you got to do things that may seem a little gray area. But
Right. Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But as long as you stick to the plan, you should be good, man. Hey, Ray Dalio, Warren Buffett, all these people that you know are successful, ultra rich people. They had to operate in the gray area to get where they're at. Hey, my favorite person, man, Ray Dalio. You know what I'm saying? Hedge fund investment. I know for a fact that he had to do things that you probably would frown upon. But the thing in life, you have to take these risks and you have to do things that people wouldn't probably do to be where you want to be.
No facts.
You know what I'm saying?
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like the gray area statement is really is huge because like people will be like they'll be like, oh, like well, I've never really felt comfortable doing that. So like, but you got to get uncomfortable to be comfortable. So it's
Man, we
like,
in America, man. They built America off capitalism first, and they built it off credit. Everything afloat is on credit. So that lets you know everything is corrupt and not real. The dollar isn't even backed by gold anymore. It's all fake. So you want to play this good role, get a good job. What's nothing wrong with? You know what I'm saying? Live this American dream. In reality, that's the play to play you. You know what I'm saying? Because in reality, you're supposed to be an entrepreneur in America because that's how it was built.
exactly.
You feel me? Ownership. That's how it was built. You know what I'm saying? So they put laws and loopholes in effect to help you, but you have to
You
realize these
gotta
things.
dig in and get the information.
Yeah.
Like I think a lot of it's crazy. Like with at the Grandeur Society, bro, we always tell people they think like they see money, they see dollars, they see cash, and they like that's it. But it's like information is the most expensive currency you can like that is the most valuable currency you can have because with information you can turn $10 into a rack. You can
That's a
turn a
fact.
rack into 10 racks, 100 racks. You know what I mean? So it's like it's a beautiful thing when you're able to see that. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't see it that way. And that's why we're pushing the brand. That's why we're pushing this message and showing that you can be in different industries, whether it's music, whether it's Airbnb, rental properties, real estate, whatever. And your mindset could be the same way, just a different industry.
Also, stocks and bonds. You feel me? It's a great industry to be in too.
Of course.
People seem to like jump instantly to cryptocurrency. Not saying I have anything against that, and miss something that's just been here for a long time, making people ultra rich. So yeah, like you said, there's so many vehicles to drive. Get in the car though.
You gotta get in the car, and that a lot of people are afraid to get in that car, bro. It's like it's crazy. It's crazy to see that, but hey, man, that's beautiful to see that. You know, it like I said, you can be in so many different industries. Like I'm not no rapper or anything like that, but we talking on the same wavelength right now. So it's really a beautiful thing. So like, I mean, let's dive back into the music aspect of things. So like,
Sure.
let's let's just I mean talk about the path on your music career and just like where you at, where you started, and what made you even go the music route. You know what I'm saying?
Facts. So I would say this is like purely the beginning stage. I took in music serious about a year ago. And when I say serious, I mean as far as like making sure I have my publishing as far as company, BMI, that's what I go with. Making sure that my corporation is actually established legally and structured. So A1G is that. Making sure that I have exclusive rights to every instrumental that I rap off and push through my label. I do. Also making sure that I can get the publishing if it's 100%, 70%, because I want everything ownership. Because usually how it goes, I'm gonna give y'all some real game. When you get an exclusive beat, the producer of that beat, the maker of that beat, still has 50% publishing of that beat. of that because they made that creation, even if they give you exclusive rights. But usually when you have somebody up and coming, producer, DJ, money will really dictate on what they'll do. So you give them a couple extra dollars just to own that all the way outright. But you have to think long term, like, okay, if I own it all the way outright, all the money's gonna come down the line.
Right. The
Also,
royalties,
you
all
got to
that
think
is
about what I'm going
everything.
to do with this sound clip. Is it just going to be for me to lay my vocals on? Am I going to use this for some type of snippet for a blog? Am I going to use this for a movie? Is it's going to be? It's so many different things you can use this sound for. So what are you going to do with it? Then that's when it comes more appealing, the ownership part of all the way around.
No, facts.
So that I'm like, to get back to it, I'm in the beginning stages. I had to make sure we had all that right. Then also, you understand brand awareness. So pushing the brand. So going to different cities, going to different countries, and just letting them see me, talk to me, get to know the brand. Because a lot of people are, it's a digital age,
Yeah.
and people are not really personable, like talking, like they feel
Right.
like, what's the word I'm looking for? They feel like they're above that. I feel like.
Yeah, it's like people are kind of, we're in an age where people are really trying to mask behind this digital stuff, but like I even say it myself, like I'm a lot different than I am in person versus on the internet, and that's just because you're not gonna get the full me on the internet. Like it's
Right.
just that's just how it is. I can't document every single thing I do, but like once that, it's just not, there's nothing that's gonna beat that face to face interaction with people where it's just like you feel that energy of that person, like okay, that person's on it, or okay, that person I gotta stick with, stay away from type
Right.
thing. Like so, it's like I 100% agree with you, and like, but traveling is one thing I harp on too because it's like that's how you create these little hubs. You know what I mean? And especially with music, I'm sure you got to go and be like, okay, I'm from Chicago. I came to ATL because they probably haven't heard my sound before,
Right.
and boom, and now you hear that sound, and they like, oh, this is new, and I like it. So boom, now you're there, and you go here, and I mean, the more places you're in, the more you're gonna be heard. So
And that's my exact point. It's like if I would have never came to Atlanta, I would never built a relationship with someone who's like a brother to me, Chuka. And if I would never went to California, I would have never met a brother out there named Cam who also does music. And just all the places, if I would never went and like actually talk to the people, got to meet the people, and let them know who I am, just not try to be like an internet person or persona, like just let them know who I am. This is the brand, all one goal, and this is what we're standing for, like ownership on our music and actually putting out quality projects, not just music though. It's also videos, it's also short films, it's also episodes.
facts.
Making an actual streaming platform like this is what we're trying to build towards, what I'm saying? And the people that contribute to this, like actors, the screenwriters, they get actual like benefits from it. They don't just sell their work like, let's just say Netflix, they sell it for like a certain amount. You get actual royalties higher, and we just get enough to maintain and make a profit.
Mm,
Like I'm trying to have like the artists, like every level have ownership
right,
of their work, whether
right.
you the screenwriter, the actor, the light man, whatever. You know what I'm saying? The breakdown is appropriate though.
Yeah. No, that's huge, bro. Like, bro, ownership is everything. Like we said earlier, like when you have ownership of your things, like you like it's yours. You can do what you want with it, and on top of that, it's like ain't nobody else's. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And I feel like as a community, it's just like you got to be able to be like when you find people like that. Now it's to the point where it's like, okay, I own this. But it's not that I just own, this. I can teach you how to get your own ownership in this as well. This just so happens to be mine, but I can show you how to get something like it or something very similar to it. Like
It's a
just
guy
like
you
that.
remind me of when you say that. Have you ever heard of Tony Robbins?
I have not.
You get a chance, check him out. My father called him White Jesus. He
Okay.
his I guess say claim to fame is that he breaks down how to do anything step by step, and the way he does that, he goes to the best in that field, whether it be a sharpshooter, whether it be basketball, whether it be whatever it may be, mathematician, and he asks them their method. What do they do? What do you do to
Mm-hmm.
do this? Like get yourself prepared to do it, everything, and then he breaks them down into steps, and then he
Mm.
teaches you. Tony Robbins, man, check him out,
Tony
man.
Robbins. No, I
Google.
definitely know. I'm gonna put that on the map for sure. Man, that's big though, for real. Like, and I think that's one thing that we try to do with this platform is, these with these interviews, these podcasts, and just the content we put out on the Grandeur Society is like we're gonna show you. We're not just gonna tell you I got $1 million or I bought a house. Like I'm gonna teach you how to do that stuff.
Facts.
Like, and we're gonna put out, how to build your brand, how to up your Instagram likes, how to make a reel, how to do this, because people don't understand those little things that are gonna add up. Like
Facts.
100% gonna add up. And like again, even going back to the digital space thing we were talking about, like
a lot of stuff that we do nowadays, like you can make money from behind your phone.
Right.
And it's just like people don't understand that, or they're not willing to understand that. So it's like, obviously ignorance is bliss, but at the end of the day, like if you really bought into like the mentality of I'm gonna take ownership, like you gonna take ownership.
No, that's right.
Hey, y'all, pull out the lot of money. Pull out the lot of money. Scrape hey, y'all. Hey, y'all. Got a little dancer, hey. Whoa, whoa. Pull out the lot on my scrape my family. I got the pen in my mansion, hey, yeah. Pull out the lot on my scrape my family. Whoa, whoa. Hey. Pull out the lot on my scrape my family. I done got a little dancer. I had to sharpen my pencil. I got the plan in my mental. Pull out the lot, almost scraping my fender. I done got a little dancer. I had to sharpen my pencil. I got the plan in my mental. Pull out the lot, almost scraping my fender. I done got a little dancer. I had to sharpen my pencil. I got the plan in my mental. Pull out the lot, almost scraping my fender. I done got a little dancer. I had to sharpen my pencil. I got the plan in my mental. It's a hit when I jump in there, yo. It's gonna fit.
So it's like, yeah, bro, it's like I said, man, just this conversation alone is just refreshing. Like conversations like these are super refreshing simply because it's like you find these people in your life and you're like, man, it feels good to be aligned with somebody.
Right.
But yeah, bro, just what else on the music side of things? Like I know a huge thing you hit on was making sure your legal stuff was off the rip, off jump straight. You know what I mean?
As an artist, I feel like first be honest to yourself. Like you don't have to be the best, but just be honest, like where you at, and then from there you can build. Second, make sure that wherever you're going to record, it doesn't matter if at first it's bad, but each time you're looking to elevate that sound, because in reality you're trying to compete with people that are already established.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to have some type of sound that sounds at least halfway decent.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say like focus on those things, like where you at with your craft and where you at with the production side of it, and then also like he said, your social media presence. You gotta be there. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm not a big social media guy, but I understand like the significance of it.
Right.
I understand that with this, it's a lot of different things that can be monetized and streams of income that can come in from being present on these different social media outlets.
Now for sure, like even just endorsement deals, like anything, like you can get paid for just holding a can of soup or something. Like it's just like what I'm saying, like it's a lot out there that you can do. And I mean, music. Let's be clear. Like, music makes the world go around, bro.
Right.
Like, so if you're in the music industry, yes, it's tough, obviously, but like, you have a product that can really resonate with somebody, and if it resonates with that one person, you mess around and hold that can of soup and get paid off of that can of soup and your music. You know what I mean? So no, that's huge, bro. That's really huge. Man, I mean, you really took you took it, bro. You took it and you ran with it, dog. I'm not gonna lie. This is amazing work, man. Like you're doing great things, bro, and it's amazing what people can learn from people like you. Like, and I feel like a lot of musicians, especially, need to hear that. It's like if you want to make it about your music, you're gonna have to find the things to help you build that. Right? And I've talked to a lot of artists, and all the ones that are on the trajectory of being successful, all are saying the same things that you're saying, and it's no mistake. Obviously, if it works, it works. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I think a lot of it's crazy you say it too. Like you like find something that makes you unique and stuff, but the process too, like. People try. I feel like a lot of artists, and you can correct me if I'm wrong on this, but I feel like a lot of artists try to reinvent the wheel when the process of like you said, getting those things in place, they're not very different. But like you need to make yourself different. Can you can you go in a little bit about that? Like,
so like you said, you don't have to recreate the wheel. You just have to make yourself different. And when you said that, like I resonate with that because like. Everybody feels like I gotta do this, I gotta do that, and in reality, all you have to do is make the music that you want to make.
Right.
After you do that process, then all you have to do is promote that music. Now, all this stuff, I'm just making it sound easy and simple, but this is all you really have to do, and then from that, you know what I'm saying, it will be a trickle down effect, though. You can't be looking for a viral moment.
Right.
So don't let that be the end all be all. 3 days, 4 days, a week, a month, 90 days, etc. No, that's the continuous work. Okay, trial and error. This worked. promotion wise, this didn't work promotion wise. This worked marketing wise, this didn't work marketing wise. It starts with simple stuff. Google ads. If you haven't tried that, try that. If you haven't tried Instagram ads, try that. Try, you know what I'm saying, locations. Try, you know what I'm saying, regional when you do Instagram ads. It's so many different things. Reach out to different people that have more followers so you can get shouted out on their story or on their timeline.
Yep.
Go, and here's another one. It's a little more meticulous. Go on Spotify playlists and type in hip hop or rap or R&B or etc. whatever genre you're in, and then look for curators that are regular playlist curators. Not, you know what I'm saying? Reach out to them. So hey, I want to get. Hey, I'm Woo Out the Bam. I do music. I need different outlets and playlists I would like to get on. How much do you charge, or do you do a charge fee, or do you do a listening and then you decide if it adds to the music that you already have in your catalog? Like, you just have to like try different things to see what works though. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. The options are out there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Just see what works for you in those options and just be you, which is different. It's a man named Mr. Organic. The man has a green beard, 6'4", looks crazy. But my thing is though, he's him though, and he's profited off it. I think the man has over $10 million.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Within like 3 to 5 years of doing what he's doing though.
Right.
So it's like, as long as you're you, you're gonna be different.
Right.
As long as you try to do the things that are already established, the will, you'll be good. But you just have to have that patience though. That's what I'm, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think patience, especially in the music industry, is something that
I'll just say in anything in life. It's just,
no, and
yeah.
that's true too. Yeah, like I think as humans, everybody they just want that satisfaction right then and there.
Yeah.
Like, and it's like they not willing to wait for it. Like I've even heard people like I was having a conversation with somebody the other day, and they were just like, "Yeah, I feel like I shouldn't have to work for anything. I feel like you know what I'm saying like things should just be given to me just off of da da da." And in my head, like I was just like, "How?" Like you got to put the work in, and you got to fall in love with the process as well. I feel like a lot of people want that end goal of, oh, I want to be the next Rick Ross or this, that, and third. You gotta love what's in between. You can't just love being the next Rick Ross or whoever. You gotta fall in love with that in between too. So it's a process, and I feel like a lot of people just are not willing to go through that process. And it's really crazy to think that like think of the Rick Rosses, Big Mills, or whatever. Like think if they just one day was like, man, my music's not pushing. I'm done. Like what? Like you wouldn't even think that they thought like that because they did it. But if they did think like that, we wouldn't even have the music that we have today. Like just
It's a great point.
so like it is I think the process piece is definitely the part that gets a lot of people too. And it's just like, bro, you gotta fall in love with the process of anything that you do. But I think that's very much more embedded in music too, because I mean you can attest to this, I'm sure, but like it's not all green grass. You know what I mean?
You can think, I've done it plenty of times. You can go in the studio, think you made the most hardest, the best creative song ever, and it gets 100 views.
Yeah.
And it might sit with you, but it's like in reality, there's so much music in this space. In reality, there's so many people doing music. So you have to push yourself, meaning marketing, promotion, networking, meeting people, letting them know who you are, standing in their face. Hey, I'm pretty sure everybody, not everybody, most people seen the Kanye West documentary, at least the first part.
Oh no,
the man walked in the building, played one of his most notable songs ever to us,
bro.
And they was, yeah, can you get the person over there?
Yeah, I couldn't believe that.
So that's right there should just let you know, like, nothing in life is given, even to people that we may think is the most talented person on this earth. So it's like you have to work for everything. You gotta push. You gotta push.
100%, bro. That's huge, bro. Like even that Kanye documentary. When I saw that, I was like
Mind blown.
I was like,
I'm getting goosebumps just listening to the song, and
she's on the computer talking about, oh, can you come in? I'm like, yo, this is one of the most iconic songs ever.
You feel me?
And you sat there and just, if I was her, I'd be like, damn.
Exactly.
I'm messed up. Now it's funny because like Kanye has the documentary now. She's probably watching that documentary like, damn, that's me. Like
I probably could have went up the ladder. Let me go ahead and sign him or get him signed or
like
make the conversation happen, you know?
Facts. It's crazy, bro. And look, hindsight's 2020, but
Agreed.
Man, dog, it's really like you said, bro. It's really like you just gotta make sure that you believe in yourself more than anything.
But you know one thing, not to cut you off, one thing I did notice about Kanye West in that documentary, in that particular scene, he went from office to office with a smile on when nobody paid attention to him still. You gotta have that genuine, damn near it seems crazy love and enthusiastic feel for yourself. Because people, man, will bring you down.
Bro, it's a hating ass world out here, bro. I like it's crazy. Like you would think that's not the case, but it's like, bro, there's so many people that are out here hating just because they don't want to see other people do better than them. But when you are just so comfortable and in love with yourself, bro, like that energy is just gonna resonate with you, and you're just gonna be like, yeah, this is me, and I know I got it. You know what I mean? And that's like Kanye had that, and it's like you gotta have that about yourself if you're gonna push yourself to the next level and elevate, bro. Like and like you said, it's just crazy to see that that scene. Like every time I see that scene, I just laugh. I'm like, yo, I know she's salty, like
Overly salty.
nah, bro. But man, I really do appreciate the time you gave us, bro. Like I'm not gonna hold you up too much longer, but man, just I would say, what's one thing that you would leave, people watching this? Like, what's some advice? It don't even gotta be music, just period. Like, what's one thing that you would leave with people?
In this form, you only live once, so you gotta live it like a one-on-one. That's it.
Straight like that, bro. I appreciate you, bro. Hey, that's a bar. I ain't gonna lie. Yes, sir. But hey, y'all already know who it is, man. Y'all make sure y'all follow. Hey, yeah, give them
My bad.
all of your IG, everything.
Make sure you guys stay in tune with me through my social media page, A1Luck. It's spelled A1LU7K. 7 is very lucky, that's why it's there. Also, if you want to get in tune with our media page, you can go to all1goal.com and you can just browse on there, find out about us. Dollars.
Hey, you already know what it is. Hey, A1, my boy Luck, I appreciate you. You dropped hella gems, dog. I think whether it's one person that watches this or 10,000 people, a million people that watch this, someone's going to come away and their life going to be changed because of you. So we definitely appreciate it from the Grandeur Society, bro. We really appreciate your time, man. And just keep hustling, bro. I can't wait to see you keep growing, dog.
I appreciate you, man.
For sure.